Happy days. It is time for some FACEIT League. And we have got a absolute banger lineup for you tonight. It is going to be your lower bracket finals. So NA Master, we're in top 3 right now. You've got Zocorp awaiting Boop Troop or Elements of Harmony in the grand finals. Not only that, not only are these two teams playing for a chance to play in those grands, you also have the international show match going on. So whoever makes it 2 grands, whoever wins this match tonight will be eligible to play in that match, which is going to be first like NA versus EU competition that we have had in quite some time, since 2020, I do believe. Anyway, so cool things to play for here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that bracket that I was just talking about. You can see Zocorp waiting in those grand finals. We're able to take the 3-2 over Boop Troop in the semis, sending them down to the lower bracket. And then, most recently, taking that 3-1 over Elements of Harmony, putting them in the lower bracket finals, meaning that Elements of Harmony are going to be your higher seed coming into tonight's match. And both of these teams, I mean, hey, technically Boop Troop took Zocorp further. Elements of Harmony are a roster where they've been slowly kind of putting the pieces together ever since making it into Master Division here in 2025. Starting back in Season 4, this first season here this year. And it feels like this is where it's finally come together, where, getting those pieces in the tank roll, getting Tools and Chain coming in has been enormous for this squad. Lampet was added in Season 5, if memory serves. Kirito was added in Season 4. Kirito's actually, I believe, been here alongside Temp and Social longer than anybody else. Temp and Social being the only 2 remaining from that original Tanuki squad that we saw way back in Season 2, well over a year ago. Boop Troop had been, it felt like the absolute same team for the longest. And then did a rebuild here just this season. And it had always been kind of hanging on to the very bottom end of Master Division, but never really could kind of break through to playoffs. We're looking at 5-10, 13th, had to fight in relegation. So they managed to hold on their spot through a relegation match from Seasons 5 to Season 6. You get 11th, and so you narrowly avoid relegation from Season 4, which Season 4, there were no relegation matches. It was 13 and below were just auto-relegated. Prior to that, Boop Troop were in Expert Division, and I've been in every single season of FACEIT League, by the way. I love that. They've literally been here longer than I have. I started in Season 2. So this season, they do this rebuild here coming into Season 6 and put together a 14-1 first seed record, well above and beyond either their previous 2 finishes here in Master Division. And the rebuild continued through Season 6, even like at the start of this season. They've swapped over some roles with Regime, I believe, being the last addition, the last kind of piece added in here. I believe Constant is the only one left, from that original Boop Troop. So this is a point of notice, and this has been talked about here in this stream. So Boop Troop got first map pick and first ban. This is super important, even though they came through the lower bracket. So if this were OWCS rules, Elements of Harmony would have gotten first map pick and your first hero ban. As it stands, because Boop Troop finished number 1 in the regular season, I believe this is going off of your season standings here for this match, and in your season standings alone. That meant Boop Troop did get first pick for that Lijiang Tower pick and that Lucio ban. As soon as I saw Boop Troop was starting in the red outlines, I was like, wait a minute. This is not what we expected. I expected Harmony to get first pick coming through Winners Bracket. Regime was the latest change. That's what I thought. Picked him up and dropped Stratocaster. Player-wise, it is just Consta. It is the only one that stayed. Okay, there you go. I appreciate the confirmation, and I appreciate you being here, Jiggleburger. Okay, so coach and manager of Dots and Maxog it has stayed consistent as well. Good to know. So we got an exciting matchup. You're going to have, Mari versus Tools, both really playing, very spectacular divas, which has been super strong right now. You've also got, Vex taking on Temp. This is also something we got to talk about. Maddie just says elephants, you want to talk to me about some elephants. If we're hinting at things in the room here, I will say it straight up. I'm not here to vote on the legitimacy of a player. That is not my job. That is above my pay grade. And frankly, I don't really want it talked about in my chat. That's not what we're here for. We're here to celebrate these players, not to accuse people. I know there is a lot of controversy with this Hitscan player. And I think it leaves Boop Troop with kind of something to prove. I've always told y'all, I will give it to y'all straight. And I mean, it is a bit of that kind of personal aspect to this. I would like to see it stay respectful. I would like to see sportsmanship stay a part of it, right? Playing the mind games in match chat is one thing, but it's kind of like, I hope to see it left in match chat. That would be from the Unk and me speaking out, and just for the better of everybody. But anyway, listen, enough about that. I mean, just sheer skill wise, Vex taking on tip of the hit scan role is going to be a fierce one to watch. Strider was there for a few seasons, but was like, that's what I was thinking, Jiggle. Perfect. Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, I was kind of filling that gap in between the current roster and the move up from expert into master division. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Jazzy. I just lost track of time. So you know and have played with players on both of these teams, right?
I do. I've played with Juno and Jeremy before. I'm pretty close with like everyone on Elements of Harmony. Me and Mori know one another, me and Regime know one another, but I'm more like closer to Elements of Harmony, but I have like talked to a lot of them. I've hung out with them.
What do you think, what's the vibe of this squad? Like if you had to give me a vibe check for Harmony, where do you think it would roll? How do you think it would fall?
I think Elements of Harmony will be stronger in the double flex comps.
Okay.
They're able to play so much. Like, they're a really flexible roster compared to Boop Troop, in my opinions. I think in the double flex comps, Elements of Harmony will win, but Boop Troop might have the better hit scan. Temp can pop off sometimes, though. So.
And the hit scan matchup was kind of one of the things that I was talking about keeping an eye on here for this.
I think it will be strong, because both teams have strong hit scans, and it depends what team's going to play for the hit scan more. I think that's who will win it at the end of the day.
Interesting. Okay, so you think actually playing for the hit scan will be good here? Yeah, I don't know. It seems to flip back and forth. I feel some teams who lean into the double flex find more success.
The double flex is easier to play, for sure. But I think with you have good hit scans that can play the heroes, like the Hanzo, the Freya, the really good heroes right now, the really strong ones, especially the Soj into like hog comps. I think if you are able to support your hit scans angles and able to actually play for them well enough, you can win with just your hit scan alone. But I do think Elements of Harmony will lean into the double flex. They have such a flexible DPS line.
Especially once you start thinking about adding, swapping Kirito in the mix in that three-player DPS line. Although we're not getting that here. It's just going to be Timp and Lampet here from map 1. We're going to go ahead. Get ready!
Usually they are the Sim, Pharah, like Venture player. He's more like the weird flex DPS picks.
Kirito?
So that's when you'll see him come in. Yeah, Kirito.
Yeah.
He plays more like the weird flex DPS that Temp and Lampin aren't as... They're not good on it. Well, they're good on it, but just like not as good as him.
See, and I think of Kirito almost exclusively as like the flyer. Like that was a little bit more prior
His
to...
sim's really good.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and I think that was more prior to joining Ultimate in this squad, where I was really just thinking of Kirito as like the Pharah Echo.
His sim venture could be really strong.
I bet you might. I'm sorry, you have to bear with me 1 second. I'm sorry. Because of the way this is working, my audio is going to be too loud. I need to turn this down. There we go. Otherwise, the game audio is just going to be screaming on stream because I have to turn that audio up so that you're a little bit above the rest, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay. Just get our audio down. We're just getting locked in here.
I think the D.Va comp is significantly stronger than the Ram comp there. Allows him to play proactive and mock the power.
Lampet's going to find a kill on the salmon. We're able to bust out, though. Hey, what's up, Joe? I appreciate you being here. I had a couple follows here. I appreciate y'all being here. Lar comes up with 2, though, at the end of this fight. We do have the Jeremy Pharah, funny enough, speaking of. I still feel like you're a little quiet.
Yeah.
It's alright,
I can be a bit louder.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're working on it.
Give me your life. I don't need to see. Oh, Discord. There it is. Okay, that should be a little better. All right, sorry, just getting tech stuff dialed in here.
No worries, no worries.
Of the 400 some odd matches, I've probably only had a guest on maybe 10 of them. So, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's not something I
don't
do
know if
very
you have
often.
guests on more.
No, it's not something I do very often. I've hardly ever get a guest for NA. It's almost always EMEA streams. Like, Spec's been on a couple times. Hattori's been on a couple times. Like, I don't get guested very often.
That's fair enough.
So I'm just kind of adjusting some settings here. Apologies.
Yeah, no worries.
But I think we're good to go now. Looking at a Deadeye from Temp. Try to move on at this point. Open up some space. Tools is able to get into order. At least kind of face off, but it can only face off with more for a moment. Kitsu's come in. Suzu used early. Keeping an eye on Temp on this cast. Trying to back away. Ooh, yeah, outside pressure. Regime put out a lot of damage and is swinging wide. Draws a lot of aggro and able to stay alive doing so. Oh, Jeremy with the 2K on the barrage. Clean up that fight. It looked like Social's ultimate got canceled. I think tried to go on to Juno, and Juno died before they were able to get that title blast out.
It went on to Tools eventually.
It did go on to Tools? Okay, I didn't see it. I didn't see the health bar change.
It went on to Tools. I think what's so strong about Boot Truck Swamp is they want to play for the more slow Poke style, where they're able to hold the ram and just play for the point side. I mean, Elements of Harmony has to play these like faster Diva comps. I don't think the cast is the right pick for it. I think it makes it harder. You're unable to really mark the Pharah well, and your Diva will struggle with a lot of angles. I think a Freya pick from Temp would be better here, just to mark the Pharah a bit more. I don't know if it was banned or not.
No, it was a Venture ban. It was a Lucio and Venture banned. Lucio banned from Boop Troop, which
that's pretty fair. I can see that. Social is viewed as kind of a more Lucio lenient player.
Yeah, Social is for sure, and I think Regime has definitely been leaning into. I tried to go this side of the roof. Been leaning into the Wei Yong a bit more as well.
I mean, you can just see the way they're positioned on the side of Boop Troop. They just really want to play this slow fight. They want their ram to just sit on the point, hold block, try to live as possible. But Elements of Harmony really do want these faster fights. They want to look for these fast angles and shut down this fire as fast as possible. Maybe even, well, as you saw, Regime went down really fast in the neutral. They want to pick apart the supports if they can.
Now Temp is kind of gatekeeping. Okay, Regime's going to go back around through. Nobody has control of this point just yet. Jeremy's starting to move out. And yeah, as the fight draws on and it just takes longer and longer, we are seeing Boop Troop get more and more in control and find more and more value in this slower Ramattra comp.
I mean, I'm really looking at the Kiri gap. They've got Kitsune coming up here. They're probably going to try and play an early fight, try and catch out the Diva on a rotation. Someone is really building it faster than Juno here, but Social does have Tidal Blast fast, so they might try to look for put it onto Lampant, try to look to see if they can pick out Regime. I think Social is seriously gapping him in damage, if that's the case. 30% is a big change.
Oh, I mean, that's just an opener from Vex. That's just going to slow everything down. And the team who were, thinking it should go slow actually is there to strike first. Lampant ends off the side. I think was trying to blink around the outside and missed. If I saw that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Didn't really see it.
All right, so 56% and counting. We will get the Kitsu fight here. And also, this is allowed time for Regime to catch up with that Tidal Blast as well. Tools ends up just pushing across the point, and we're going to end up Harmony just kind of circumventing the bridge altogether. Just trying to play for Kitsu on this objective. Social does throw the Tidal Blast on their Tools, but the barrage from Jeremy layered in on the top might be the last laugh. There's an Annihilation in play as well. Just so much sustain. Oh! And Jeremy with a couple of beautiful directs to finish this fight. And Boop Trooper on track to close this out in a 100-0. They held their own Kitsu for this last fight here, Jazzy.
I definitely think that will be a fight winner. OC versus Kitsu, it's really about whoever gets the faster value. Elizabeth Harmony should be able to win it out. Ooh.
Jeremy tried to go for the cheeky boop and got caught. Soaks. Soaks and Chet says, fuck Lucio. Thoughts?
I get it, I get it. I heard them for too long. Let's change it up.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Or does his neck. They saved this Kitsu again.
Yeah?
I think they'll be able to open up this fight really fast. They will have to look for some more angles. Try and force this, like, Twirls out from the corner. He's going to try and hold it pretty hard. I mean, back on the ram. They're going to try to TP onto point, I think. Skip past the setup. Just put the Kitsu on point. Should allow for a fight win if they play fast.
Unfortunately,
late.
Yeah, Salmon's late. Does not make it into the fight. Is now just out here having a duel. Tries to just step into with Jeremy, and with the Kitsu just never makes it to the point.
Just a bit of zombie walking. Just really playing too early. The team's not ready to set up. I think the sim swap is so smart from Vex. It really allows them to just take a fight fast. Allows them to skip setup. I don't think we should swap back to the Tracer, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they immediately give up on that. Here comes the Kitsu down from White Room.
It's just so far from point.
Yeah, I mean, try to escort him. Like you say, right now, Mari's not really getting the benefit of that continue rush anymore. You can see him in just standard punches here. And it's so early in the fight as well. Now we're going to get the counter punch. The slingshot out of Harmony is the blast looking for a couple. Looks like a good, well-timed Suzu out of Salmon. Denied any stuns, but there's still just so much pressure. Doesn't feel like Harmony have any room to, doesn't feel like Boop Troop have any room to work here right now. Somebody pulled that pressure away. Was that Vex?
Yeah, it was.
Keep
He
an
hit
eye
the
on
backline a little
Jeremy.
bit and hit the backline a little bit. Was able to just make him fall back, gave some space to the team, allows Mori to walk up.
All right, Juno's going to go ahead and hit this Kitsu. So just as Vex was getting that recall back, I thought might go in for another move in the back line, but waited just a second too long. Lamp Hit won't land the pulse. Tempe going to give it a try. No, gets hit by the tidal blast. Whoop, I just put the camera into Dojo. It's fine. Self-destruct out of tools. We're going to get a 99-99 flip. Mari with an annihilation. It's just the tools yeeting himself. What was that?
The longer the fight goes, the more winnable it is for Boop Troop. They're getting their ults online. Close to Barrage, and then they build up another Kitsu almost.
Yep, and as the Barrage will finish off tools in the pilot form. Not to mention just the infinite sustain, it felt like a Mari. Mari could just linger on this point forever, allowing for the rest of the team to kind of set up, build up what they want. The Kitsu here, we'll close it out. Boop Troop, take map 1.
That was really in the hands of Elements of Harmony, I feel. Boop Troop kept staggering out. They kept like zombie walking, playing really early fights, like not walking when their team was ready. I like the sim swap. I think the sim swap was something that could have broke through what they were struggling with. Just destroying the setup of Elements of Harmony. They was able to TP on point and get the Kitsu through. I think the Kitsu being so far back into White Room actually.
Ooh, well, let's just get into it. Let's just get into Watchpoint Gibraltar. It was Harmony banning the Ana. Boop Troop banned out the Hazard.
Boop Troop banned out the Hazard?
Yes.
I mean, I think Elements of Harmony have been playing it a lot over the Winston or the Diva, because it can be super strong if you're able to close these gaps. Then if they banned the Ana, I imagine it was they were looking to play the Hazard Kiri Wuyang.
Vex 22.
We might
in that first map.
We might see a Diva mirror here. Diva mirror, some Freyas, some Hanzos.
I was kind of expecting the Diva mirror, honestly. Tim gets an opening kill.
Someone needs to fill this out.
Also, Fendi, thank you so much for the sub, by the way. I was late on that. I'm sorry. I really appreciate the sub, Fendi. Thank you so much. Amazing. You're the GOAT. You're the
I don't
GOAT.
have a share screen up, by the way.
You have what?
I don't have screen share up.
Oh, what happened?
It went down, I think.
Oh no! Here, I got you. Oh, I know what happened. I had to close Overwatch.
No, why is it?
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Well, my margins were broken. That was I had to fix more tech stuff, more tech issues while we're doing all this. You know, I'm trying to keep the wheels from falling off. You know.
That's why I was rambling about nothing. Jeremy does love to play the Venture here. He said it's easier to mark the Tracer on the car because it's such a strong like dual hero, and the Tracer needs more help pulling it out.
That makes a lot of sense. And Jeremy can also go and just like what we're seeing here, drop and go up and down here from blue box and kind of that high ground down to stalling car. Tools drops from the high ground and ends up putting 2 down as soon as Tools moves. Rotation from Mari. Mari trying to get a little cheeky, see if they can catch somebody down below, but it's just a full rotation. Looks like a server room rotation coming through. Harmony gonna try to move to the side, see if they can catch somebody. Salmon climbing up to the top, but does not make it out. Will not get that swift step into play, and a huge opening pick. You're also gonna find Jeremy through that, though you lose Tools' mech. Ooh, I think you should be able to just overwhelm him.
Spending that fight, mocking down below. Yeah, they should win out. Yeah, it's a one fight for them, probably. If they were to stagger out this Diva properly, they might be able to cancel the touch if they catch this carry. I did
for it. Salmon's low. Woo! Salmon climbs up top. Tools flies up to greet them up there. And Lampet gets the pick. There you go, and that is no recontest. Good call. I mean, even just the pressure, the threat onto the carry had to be respected there from Boot Troop. So, I mean, even if they didn't actually confirm the kill, I think just the threat alone was enough.
I'm a really big fan of Elements of Harmony's comp with the break, able to really shut down Mori when she tries to fly in. Pulls us a lot more free reign with the Lucio on the enemy side. I just don't think it does enough on this map. You can't really walk anyone anywhere. Tip just gets Vex.
Yeah, Tip just pops Vex as they try to go in and do something. Oh no! Why? Wait, what? Wait, what?
Tip walked out of the lamp?
I don't know. I didn't even go in there. I was like, wait, there's, you know, it's like, there's no way. There's no shot. Regime gets the sound barrier down. We're going to continue with the tiny Overwatch. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Tip died to a self-destruct, of course. Jeremy, do not make the same mistake. That was entirely too close. That take aim will really finish off Tip. And it's going to put a hold here.
It's a really big misplay from Temp. That was such a winnable fight, especially with the rally clutch. I do love the B push from Regime to clear the fight fast. The longer that fight goes, there's the possibility of Temp going back and looking for a pinch, or Juno getting a good winner off. I do like the decisive decision that Regime made there. We might see a Q rush on the rotate here, trying to catch him off. Just poking out.
Insane, a step ahead. Hey, I love the drop down. Tools goes up, you know, Salmon's already out. Here comes the dive in. We're gonna force out Juno's lamp. And Matrix in here could be nasty, and you know, Jeremy does not connect that bowler shot. Low health bars, that could have been also brutal. But Jeremy just comes running in. Had enough, comes charging into the room to find 2. It gets traded though. You're down Regime, and there's a 3v3 left on this point.
Vex died really early in the fight. He'll be here for the touch.
There, oh,
gets done so fast.
There you go.
I don't like that Kitsune rush. We didn't have Mori and mech. It's just really trying to like grasp at sticks here. Temp put down a Vex really early into the fight, which allowed Lambert to push the car up, and 2 people actually dropped onto the car. That's why the fight felt so easy for Elements of Harmony. Boot Troop had to put so much into the car to just get Lampin off it because there was no Tracer to mark him, that they were able to win the fight really easily. I imagine a window swing is going to come up, or the longer this fight goes, Elements of Harmony will win. They get rally up soon. They've such a huge ult advantage. Boot Troop has to look for an advantage fast. Maybe a pick from Jeremy or like an Ebola shot. Temp just gets 2.
Oh
Temp's
my goodness.
so deadly on this Cass. Pulse bombs come out, but Lamping gets Regime. Just a lamp for Vex.
I mean, and Mari's kind of just getting staggered there at the back. And it only cost 1 ultimate. All of that, and it was just the 1 ult. Vex will actually get a surprise kill. I mean, it's exactly what you need with a hero play, but with the rally here, there's still just way too much to overcome. And that is going to be an enormous time bank for Watchpoint Gibraltar. You never see him like that, Jazzy.
2 minutes 30 is insane for Watchpoint Gibraltar.
That's
actually
insane.
I've never I don't usually see people. Usually it's like a minute or under a minute. It's not often over a minute or like 2 minutes like that. Usually second points are really hard, like point to break through, but I don't know. They broke through first, like in a minute and a half, really fast, and then second they were able to stagger out some of these really like strong kills. Temp is just deadly on the cast. Actually deadly on the cast. He just keeps getting picks after picks. I think he is seriously carrying this. It's definitely a dare I say it, it's definitely a hitscan gap. I mean, Jeremy is known for his Freya. His Freya was really good. When it came out, he was on my Calling All Heroes team, and he was learning the Freya for us, and he'd play it for us because we had a player from China who was our hitscan, but they were better on the Tracer because of the ping. But
Gotcha.
Jeremy's been learning this Freya for a very long time. He's super strong on it. But Temp's doing so much on this cast, and I mean, as you can see, Mori is like really struggling on the Diva because of Social's Brig. He's able to shut down Mori every fight, and Twelz is just free flying. He's able to run on anyone. Literally just able to catch anyone. They can't shut him down. Regime's boop doesn't do enough. He's just getting so much damage. Twelz and Temp are really doing a lot to just make this so easy. I like the Winston swap though. Able to get on the backline more effectively. Maybe get some more dives with Vex, but Vex is not on the Tracer. They're going to have really bad cart push here. Mori's going to be stuck to this cart the entire push with Vex and this Widow. They're relying on these picks to be able to play the game. And Vex looks like he's going to die.
Woo! It was close. One of those shots does land. Lampet eventually goes down. That was not the shot that landed. So, I mean, you say slowly picking up some progress here. I mean, Vex getting to this high ground bodes well. Rotation out of the defense, and looks like despite the lack of car presence, first fight works for Boom Troop. Now it's on to the second leg to see if they can turn this final corner.
I mean, Regime being stuck to this car is going to be really hard for Boop Troop. They can't take much space on the map because their main support is just stuck. They can't clear any space. It's going to be really hard for Salmon to play anywhere apart from just behind his DPS. Boop Troop are just playing the pick game. They have to play a slow fight. They have to look for picks, find people out of position, just get these quick kills. But if they're unable to find it, the longer the fight goes, Elements of Harmony will just win it. They have better car pressure. They have better heroes to just cancel these Winston jumps. Oh, position goes down so early. They trade out Mori though. Should be fine. This fight goes on. Twelz is looking for the Widow. This is Mac with Blood, isn't it?
Oh, Jeremy dies during the bolo shot. That pulse is... Oh, well, I don't know how that didn't stick. Vex will get the kill alongside Regime. We're very broken into this fight with 2v2. The support. Oh, lamp in. There you go. There you go. And Tim's keyboard broke there at the end. I noticed that.
I mean, Vex is just fishing. Yeah, we see the Tracer swap. The car progress and the car pressure is just so strong from Elements of Harmony. I do like the Tracer swap. I think it will make this so much easier to play. It takes a lot less pressure off Mori and Regime. But we see those kits are coming up. There's a lot of answers on the side of Elements of Harmony. I don't think Boop Troop will win this fight easily. They need a pick.
I do like how they drop down and throw the Kitsu right into the server. I mean, you kind of keep Harmony pinned, even though they do drop their own Ant Matrix, which, you know, prevents you from going in. Tim's gonna throw Deadeye out to see if they can find anything cheeky. Vex peeks it. Oh, draws the shot. Sound barrier response. Oh, enormous. Social pops the rally here to answer. Things are gonna get messy inside server room. Figure with the rally, we might favor the Harmony squad, but Trey's actually going back and forth. You've lost Judo. Or you lost Social. But Tim's still connected with the shots here. This defense is going to hold with just under a minute to go.
That was such a long fight. There was 3 ults that came out of the side from Elements of Harmony, 50% to this high noon. But there was 0 car progress from the side of Boop Troop. They just can't get this cart around this corner. I think if the Kitsu would have been better, actually more position for the cart, or they cleared out the Tracer on the cart, but Lampard was just able to sit there and duel Vex. keeps getting the better of him in these tracer duels and keeps stopping this cart from moving. I really think that's going to be the death of Noob Troop. Unable to get this cart around the corner and like use it to build their ults aggressively, and they don't have any support ults coming up here. I'm really looking at this D.Va Bomb and this Pulse Bomb. If Lampin is able to get a stick hit, this very well could just be the end of Gibraltar.
Lampin down in the duel with Vex for control of the cart. Does get Mega Pack control. Here comes a little help. Self Suzu. With the peel, everything thrown in. Salmon's gonna get picked early. That's the self-destruct out from Tools to get him back in mech. OT has been initiated here. Jeremy playing from the high ground. Bolo's already been invested, not really finding anything with it. Pulse will get the DMAC onto Mari. And defense get one more tool that they need. Looks like Boomtrip's kind of just trying to flip the map here. But they cannot pull the cart along. You're absolutely right. They have nobody there, and eventually they will see 9. The cart runs into a wall on this corner. Harmony with an amazing defense and a tying pick here on Watchpoint Gibraltar.
I will mind my manners and not say that Vex threw this map away, but he definitely made it harder for the Noob Troop. It could have been so much easier if he just came out on the Tracer and stuck to his guns. But switching to the Widow and trying to play for these picks, I mean, Elements of Harmony just didn't peek, didn't wide swing, didn't get their heads taken off, and...
There we go. Make sure your auto levels are good. All right, let's get into map 3. Guys, still didn't fix the over.
I was completely wrong. Just a D.Va mirror. Just good old D.Va mirror, this year carry. I doubt, I mean, we've seen the Bastion come out from teams like, never mind, being trolled. Just on the Surge. Probably just, they probably expect, like, the D.Va mirror, so they're probably just going to farm rails off that. See if they can get some good spikes.
What are you looking at here? What's the tip of the spear here? You got a Lucio Curie with Reaper Tracer. So so it's gonna be Mari that flies in first. Jeremy follows that in. They clean off high ground. You have had a split with Lampet trying to hold, and the big difference is the big hit scan on the field. I mean, Tip Soj kind of has to be the cornerstone. I think of Harmony's probably failure and success here on Esperanca. Yeah.
I think so too. I mean. Elements of Harmony is looking for the slower fight here, just trying to play for their Sojourn, let the Hiscan shoot their gun, But Boop Troop is looking for these spikes with these Reaper TPs, looking to fly in, looking to catch them on off guard, maybe try and force a slide out and catch them on the slide end.
Well, Harmony able to force everybody out for now. Boop Troop drop, try to just cart presence, will force to drop the other direction. Jeremy and Tools kind of rubber banding through for some high ground control. Tim gets that kill on the Vex. As much as start leveraging the other way. Worst thing that Harmony can do right now is trade in this fight, but they do go ahead and push through that show. Force the bot back around, force a rotation there out of Boop Troop.
Vex did get a really early pulse, but it went wide onto Temp. Was able to shut him down. I do expect a fast B push if they've got a good ult track, knowing their regime's behind, but they're about to match.
Listen, Regime actually ends up being the one who goes first, and Mari will Ajax Social, pops that one out of the sky. Carry's ult does land, so you end up being a 2-for-1 ult, but that was an enormous play out of Mari. What a raid.
I mean, Social really should have popped that beat earlier. They were behind on the Kitsu. They had a bit faster beat charge than Regime. They should have just popped it and went fast for Regime, tried to look for the Ajax on the other side. I do think that was in the cards for Elements of Harmony to win, but they just let it slip away. I mean, there is a Kitsu advantage coming into this fight now. We'll probably see a Kitsu on point, and then it will just start to happen.
I mean, you gotta give some credit to Molly on that Ajax. That was a pretty good cancel. You gotta give some credit where credit's due. We'll get forced back here. Self-destruct, get him just a little new leads. You kind of kite back from the Curie ult. Okay, I was about to say Vex might have been in trouble. Vex got separated, did not get a clean disengage, but does manage to regroup the rest of the team. Blue Troop's still 5 strong. kind of feels like they're scrambling to get a foothold back into this fight. Things are looking a little messy right here in the middle. Tim is going to pop an OC, picks up one. Death Blossom inside finds Judo, and Regime finds Social. So you end up with a 2-for-2 trade after the DPS ults fade away. Mari's killing it to Tim. Is he going to tilt the balance? Throw the scales right on the floor. I think Show. I think it's Shao. It's Shao, Jazzy. It's Shao.
Shao?
It's Shao.
What's Shao? I mean, Regime went down like really early into this fight, but Elements of Harmony just didn't catch off these the rest of these like staggers. They weren't able to really kite up properly. But, I don't know. Just I think lacking a decisive decision from their comm structure. Probably unable to decide if they want to chase or not. I mean, look at these supports again. There's just a huge advantage coming out for Boop Troop. I do think they're able to, if they keep this up for the entire map, we could definitely see a Boop Troop winning away with this. Social and Juno have to farm these ults, and fast.
Look, the carry ult right off the high ground. Thrown right towards the point. Oh. Need to get you some salmon pop on that one. That's where we should have gone. This is going to march you around the corner. This will buy a lot of space here on Blue Bus as well, right? You can start setting up, towards stair side if you want to. You have Jeremy and Vex are currently in window, so they're not going to opt for high ground now. But it does buy you there. In that case, some window presence. Now, Lampet playing behind the rest of the team, drawing a lot of aggro. Salmon is eventually going to get that kill. Now I would expect the 5v4.
I mean, I would expect these more long spot sides of the map to favor Elements of Harmony, especially just having the hit scan, able to just shoot from the high grounds and cut people off. But it seems like Lampet, a little bit of miscommunication going there, but just played a little too early. Wasn't able to catch him. And there's a beat push coming in. Social Landers.
Barely got that one down.
Almost another Ajax coming in.
Almost. Like, that was ridiculously close. Regime will fall. The second beat ends up being the better one here. I don't know. Harmony still aren't out of hot water yet. Okay, you're going to kill him, Jeremy. There we go. Okay, now it's starting to feel like they've stabilized a little bit.
Maybe we'll see Elements of Harmony start to lock in as they are, but I am really looking at the Salmon versus Juno kind of a Kiri matchup, because Salmon has actually took an entire lap on Juno with these Kitsune rushes. They're up 1 right now. They have an entire 1 over Juno, and even though match beats, like, look at the ults on the side of Boop Troop. I do think this fight will go the side of them. We have to see a overclock early, maybe like a magic pick come out, maybe a cancel on this Reaper ult or something like that. We will see match Kitsune rushes unless I do think Elements of Harmony should kite the Kitsune rush out and then walk back in with theirs. We just got to see how they're going to take this fight.
OC early. I think try to catch Jeremy right on the shadow step. The boop out may have actually favored Jeremy there. Jeremy is going to build up towards that ultimate. Kitsune rush coming out from both of our teams. Double bleak in from Vex, but they're immediately forced away. Poles kept in the pocket. Germany has not threatened it, and looks like Boop Troop are just going to let the Kitsunes go. Now they're going to have 2 DPS ults to try to push back into this. There goes Vex, double dash into the back line. Peel from Temp will force out the recall. Poles gobbled up by Tools. Jeremy will get taken down, as Temp is going to win out that duel. I'm not even sure it was much of a duel. Looks more like an execution. 2 DPS ults fall flat, and this is looking like a Harmony fight win. With 3 minutes to go, there's still plenty of time for them to kind of muscle their way back into this map.
I think a comeback is definitely doable, but I was looking at really early into that fight. Social was like 40% of that beat, and Regime was already coming up towards 80. There's a huge support gap going on this map. Hopefully they're able to close it out with a few of these fight wins. There's a Reaper ult for next fight, but Temp is close to another OC, even though starting that fight with the other one. That's how long it went on. Just match Kitsunes. Jeremy has to get something going with his Reaper ult. They might try to beat and Reaper ult. I do want to see a beat push coming in from Social. Really fast one. Try to catch out Regime in bad positioning. Mori goes down.
It's gonna be Regime who drops theirs first. Social,
oh my God.
Golly! Social's gonna give you a heart attack with each and every sound barrier here, Jazzy. My goodness. I mean, like, what the?
I'm getting the same feeling.
I can't even call the rest of this team fight. Like, my heart just fluttered there. I got heart palpitations. Thank you, Social.
I actually breathed in. That felt bad for me. Vex got 4 people in this fight there. He's really clutching out for Boob Troop. He's doing incredibly well on this Tracer, which, I mean, I'm not much of an NA watcher myself, but I don't really know Vex for the Tracer, so I'm really strong on it. We will see Match Kitsune's coming out here, and Jeremy was able to keep his Reaper ult. They're going to have to try and retake with his OC, but retaking when Boob Troop has this high ground is extremely hard for the side of Elements Harmony.
Yeah, so I thought Temp might push upstairs and just railgun right towards Jeremy. Jeremy, I think, was a little expecting that as well. Kind of surprised. Wide open back door. Jeremy's going to take advantage. Goes in. Peel from Tools. Expecting this Death Blossom. We haven't seen this Death Blossom in like 5 minutes. Everybody knows it's coming. This Kitsu might be the perfect opportunity, but Temp is going to go ahead and pop the OC. Firing range right down that Kitsune rush. And they've got the bot. They're able to steal this thing away. Although it did cost them 2 ultimates to 1 for a bot steal here, Jazzy. Now high ground, drop down. Jeremy's Death Blossom easily gobbled up, but the DM didn't last all the way through it, and a lot of damage went down on the Tools. They're going to demact the end of that ultimate. And Mari's going to gobble up one on the other side. Here we go. TS1 marching right back the other direction. Boob Troop will end up winning the fight. What an awkward fight it was.
I was really a big fan of the Elements of Harmony map flip there that he was able to get with the Sojourn on the high ground and the Sojourn into the window. I think if they just let go of the bot, really negligent of the point. And I mean, Boob Troop saw that, was able to gobble it up with the Reaper ult, stole the bot back, and it's back on the side of Elements of Harmony map, and there's 20 seconds left of the map. It's looking really hard. You see the Zarya swap come out. They're going to look to try and farm this charge up on 12s and just shut down this D.Va.
Oh, man, was looking for Social on that one. Social will drop the beat down. Actually does get Tools at the very end. I think it's the first time we've seen Social go first on these. Using that, then I don't know if Mari got the sound barrier. They're looking pretty low. They did manage to snag the Mega. Jeremy comes back for some heal. And Boob Troop have room to give. Oh! Tools turns the corner right into his self-destruct. Juno gets squished by the remake. What on earth just happened?
I mean, Juno got 2 in that fight, so it's still winnable for the side of Elements of Harmony, especially since they captured the bot. But having a tank up versus no tank does make it hard. Lamban almost able to clip Jeremy, and he's doing good damage on Regime, but the Q's back in the fight. We see no come out from Damp.
Yeah, the overclock. I mean, it just the aura of the OC. You know, you take a zoning overclock, I guess, in this state. But Salmon's going to drop in that Kitsu. 20% ahead of Juno, right on brand, as we've seen for this entire map. Up into the air. Tools will immediately get demacked. It's just a desperate attempt here from Harmony to try to hold on to this point. But this is all Boob Troop. The yellow bar is gone, and they'll move up to match point.
I mean, it really was how I kind of called it at the start of the map. It just seemed like it fell out of Elements of Harmony's hands. They had a big support advantage at the start of the game, but just fight after fight after fight, they went second, and they weren't really able to win these fights when playing second. It seems like Elements of Harmony is so strong in these like fights where they go first and they take the advantage. It seems like hitscan comps really aren't their style, but I mean, the Ajax from Social really did not work out very well.
God, and the 2 subsequent sound barriers, I think we're fortunate to hit the crowd.
I feel like going first with the beat is really strong. And by speaking the words of Hardy, he says, if you can see a fight win, just go for it.
Really?
It's really strong it's really, really strong to go first with these beats, especially if you're able to get an Ajax off, like you saw with Social. Regime able to just like create these messy fights with going first with beat. As much as second beat is very strong, I mean, you can sometimes struggle with these Ajaxes or...
well, it becomes telegraphed. You know that their Lucio has to drop beat. So, I mean, everybody knows exactly, and all guns are going to point, in this case, at Social, because you know they have to respond.
I do think if Elements of Harmony want to win this series, they need to start being decisive and fast.
Okay.
If they keep playing the way they're playing, they're just going to lose these maps over long periods of time. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a Lifeweaver, but Bat Brig again, got the Winston coming out. Teb will have a Widow shot here, and then probably onto the Hanzo. Vex is mirroring the Hanzo, and they've got the Ram to play point.
It's the defensive comp that I'm definitely more interested in here to start.
I think they're playing hard for point pressure.
Gotcha.
They want to play these long fights. They want Mori to get on the point and just keep her up permanently. If your Ram is just able to sit on point for the 8 seconds it forms up and get some value, you're able to juggle point really easily with your Tracer. I do think the Wu Yang is also there just to help with that point pressure. They want to play these slow fights. They want to just like let this Wu Yang damage do its talking. We might see a mirror come from social. No, he's on the break. They definitely expect the D.Va. I think he will swap over to a Lucio or a Wu Yang. They see this Ram to get that damage up to just force him off the point.
There it is.
Yeah, he's looking for the swap.
So you will get the Wu Yang. And that's just for additional damage onto Mari, so Mari can't just hold forever.
Yeah, just unable to hold space, and Console immediately goes down. Helps Lambert win the side lane fight. And Mori has to look for a kill. She's going to go down fast as well. Just a really, really quick fight from Elements of Harmony. They played it really well. I do love the Wu Yang swap. I do think it will turn the tides.
I see what you did there.
I do hate that Genji swap. I think it makes... they're going to Desire. That makes sense. They want to have a very hard frontline presence and shut down this D.Va quick. They're probably going to bubble that Genji a lot. He's going to try and look for the one-shots. Just keep a hard frontline that the D.Va can't break. And I think Wu Yang does shut down the D.Va a lot. There's a lot of damage that the D.Va can't deal with, especially with the Zarya now. They're going to try and talk her up on the energy. She gets Vex again.
Yeah. That's just going to open this up. You see the blast used aggressively, or the wave rather. Who's caught? Somebody was caught in that far left alley. And it's the push into the pop. Constant low. Suzu trying to get them out. Sam is the one who ends up going down. Now the chase down onto the Genji as well. Lampet will find that kill while Tools moves to anchor the backup point. And it's 2 back-to-back. Fantastic fights here out of Harmony.
I do think it's a diff in the side of Tracer and like Wu Yang. I think Social might be stronger on the Wu Yang than Regime is. Regime, I mean, they're really unconfident in their comps. They're playing a double flex comp now. If Elements of Harmony keep getting these opening 5 picks, they will be able to stagger this point out. Maybe get some 6 minutes on 3rd point King's Row, which can look really rough for the side of Boot Troop.
I mean, especially considering the economy here. I imagine we're going to get the Kitsu coming out defensively. They almost just C9'd it. We'll get the rush in. Matrix up from Juno. Plenty to work with. You're going to have more out of Harmony here directly, assuming this doesn't take it down. Yeah, Tip is going to find a kill through this Ant Matrix. Should be able to just separate the front line from the back here with Dragons if they even need it. Social will find Regime. Oh, tried to bounce the arrow to find Vex. I saw the vision. Merge, thank you for following.
Every single fight, someone down on the side of Boob Troop. Elements of Harmony is just able to consistently stagger these fights out. And look at these ult bank that Elements of Harmony has built up. I mean, the pulse one doesn't really matter. Only a window come out, but like Boob Troop is close to nothing. Maybe the blade, but when we just the Wu Yang ult to match it, I think if they keep going fast, they might be able to just win this map and cap on 4 minutes.
The cost is kind of hitting death dives in. We'll build up the rest of the blade. The bot some space. Varney is able to kind of cycle back in. You bait Dragons. That was a nice little bait. Dragons were thrown in that left hallway, and Boot Troop had already vacated. And they're able to kind of stabilize and get a decent looking fight on this corner. Consta is going to pull out the blade. Oh, but it got stopped. The Tidal Blast just put Consta right on their ass. And the blade goes right back into spawn, and we're right back for a fight at the corner in a 4v4.
They're getting close to the B, getting close to the Curie. I do think if they were to build the Curie up, Vex goes down again. It seems like he consistently keeps getting caught out, and it's making these fights really easy for Elements of Harmony and hard for the side of Boot Troop. Tolsos is his mech to the D.Va bot?
Oh.
Maybe just peaked too early.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, just mistimed it. Totally makes sense.
I mean,
it's going to be a first beat out of Regime. Nothing to match on the other side, and a good play here out of Boot Trip. They're just going to go first. Oh! Remac almost got something. That could have been bad. I
mean, I imagine the beat call was just to finish the fight off fast. They didn't want to risk getting one shot going in, which it's pretty fair. You see it happen a lot, but I feel like there could have been one without the beat. Maybe that's just me trying to be a bit too greedy on the side of macro. But we're seeing some swaps happen on the side of Elements of Harmony, bring the Genji out, bring the Zarya out. they're just gonna shut down this D.Va. It's a really high ground oriented point, so I think the D.Va is the better pick here. But if they're able to get the Zarya working, I do think it's smart. Changing up the comp can usually just change how the team plays and bring some confidence back in, especially when you lose a few fights in a row when you shouldn't really lose them, or it feels like you shouldn't.
Yeah, show them a bit of a different look. Kitsu out from the defense. Tools, I mean, just standing arrogantly in the Kitsu. Oh yeah, just right in the middle of those blue bricks. Has the Ant Matrix to back them up. Yeah, they've got the skills to pay the bills. Here, we're gonna melt through a regime. Costa low. Social throws the blast onto Juno. Juno was 1 health. Want to play out of Social. Help save their backliner. But you've lost both DPS. I don't know if Harmony have enough punching power to get through. While one Vex dancing around the right clicks. Blinks right into Tools' beam. Now Tools their attention on to Salmon. Finishes them off with the right click. And this Zarya ends up being a beautiful swap. And that was a delicate fight on the nice edge with no DPS. And Tools comes out on top.
Elements of Harmony slow-paced playstyle, able to make the Zarya work really well. And I mean, with this perk that Tools got, he's able to control these high grounds. It doesn't matter how good the point is for D.Va. Tools is able to just force her off it, which I think is a really smart decision. I am looking at this grab though. Tools is coming really fast to it, and Regime doesn't have a beat to match. Mori has to eat this, or it might look like a free fight line for Elements of Harmony. If they would just get a good grab off. And Mori's out the fight immediately. He's gonna have to look for it soon.
Yeah, Blade out of constant. He's going first. See if the Dragon Blade can get it done. No, it won't. Mari is caught inside the grab. Those surrounded the self-destruct will prevent any follow-up. And it's going to find Juno, and you get a rebound kill on the Social. No shot. Mari just got both supports, a 3-piece. To put a stop to this attack, I don't believe my eyes. That's not how it was supposed to go here, Jazzy.
I mean, Tools made some mistakes. He right-clicked into the grab, which... I mean, D.Va Bomb kind of acts like DM when it is being up, and Vex gets a kill again. I think that's why they struggled to really take down Mori in the grab. That should have been a 5-1 for the side of Elements of Harmony. It's really falling out of their hands. There's a really good play from Consta, even though it got shut down. Took Lamp away, took a lot of tension away. Mori's just able to get those 2 kills. It's, I don't know. Blue Troop is playing this really well, able to collect themselves on this final point. No magic picks on the side of Elements of Harmony, and it seems like it's all falling apart. And there's a ult bank advantage coming up for the side of Blue Troop. They're able to match all of Elements of Harmony's ults.
It's going to be both support ults thrown in here out of Harmony immediately. Tim goes down. There's a beautiful Ant Matrix just thrown right, Kitsune Rush from the defense out of Salmon. Really devalued that double support ult.
I mean, match double support ults and Blue Troop support ults are just so much stronger than Elements of Harmony's.
Yeah.
The beat in the rush is so much stronger than Ant Matrix and the Lijiang ult. They can't do as much. They was able to just shut down this fight really fast. Lampert needs a Hero Blade coming on here. Otherwise, this is going to look like the point is going to just stop right here on third.
Moving underneath, going for a Molten 4 on the objective. Blade from Lampet into the back line. Will find Vex immediately, comboed with the Molten Core as well. Oh no, another self-destruct, the bane of Boot Troop's, of Harmony's existence. No craziness here, but a fight taking place inside of Mega. Almost C9's the cart. 0.45 meters left when Mori comes back for the touch. Tools will have his self-destruct, maybe even be able to zone a bit off. Mari's going to try to dig her nose into the bottom of the cart. Stays alive. Now we're going to get the Tidal Blast thrown onto Juno. We can't really find anything with it. 2 ults from the defense will be plenty. Consta with a 3-piece at the end of the fight. Stops this cart, and it was nearly 6 minutes for Harmony coming into this point 3.
I mean, just a mistake after mistake after mistake. What looked like a really, really fast, win. I mean, 6 or 7 juke from Mori. Love to see that. I think just a lot of mistakes that came out consistently from the side of Elements of Harmony. Really bad ult usage, and due to that ults just being naturally worse in Boob Troop, even though they've mirrored these ults a lot, like the heroes, the side of the, both support ults, both DPS ults. The ults from Boob Troop was just so much stronger. The heroes are just better picks. And overall, I did like Elements of Harmony's comp. It's just, I mean, these ult fights can get really, really messy for them. Especially when they do have this harder comp with this Bab, with this Wu Yang, and Boob Troop has this beat to push with, or this Kitsune Rush. seeing LBF Harmony swap over to the Kiri and the Brig, if they keep this comp, I imagine they're expecting the Diva. I mean, it's so rough to see that happen when they get to third point with 6 minutes, and it's just fight after fight after fight. Everything goes wrong, unable to just scrap together. I do think a lot of coach work to settle down LBF Harmony happened from the side of Alex to just let them lock in, but you know, there's not really much to say when they can't even get to third point. King's Road does seem to be pretty hard when these point structures and the way the architecture is just it just gets rough. We see Juno fighting Vex in the back though. Vex forces recall.
This should just be. Ooh. Social was one great peel. I thought the dash through from Costa was going to get it done. Mari will eventually find that. It takes like 4 players up there, but they wrestle down the Brig, find this first pick.
Maybe we finally see this Brig swap from side of Social. They definitely should have done that earlier. I think it was a huge mistake not doing that to help the BAP out, but can't change the past. They have to touch the point. Legacy 9? Oh,
no, not quite. Alright, finding Social for the second time into this fight, though. It's going to make it tough. Vex will blink through into the score. Mari's already pushed through the arches. I'm just going to give you an idea of how threatened they feel. Dio's already long passed through the choke point and is picking up kills on the other side. Yep. That is going to be an eventual cap. 5:15 or so on the clock. 5:10.
Social did kind of run that fight down, if I'm honest. Just like, it's such a magic pick from coming from the side of Juno, able to get Regime down, and Social just kind of just throws it down the toilet, if I'm honest. Just Brig dying and this Diva mirror, it's really deadly for the side of LBF Harmony. I think it's so bad, they kind of have to clean up their act if they want to look to win this map. And now that Social swapped over to the Lucio, there's a huge beat gap. I mean, we'll probably see a really early beat push from Regime. There's no beat to match it from the side of LBF Harmony, and there's not really an ult that Regime has to beat.
He's going to try to go first, see if they can force the issue. Regime's able to build up that sound barrier during their own Kitsu. Both self-destructs out. Tools finds 2, and Mari gets the... okay, sure. In the big 25, okay. Regime's going to go ahead and throw down this sound barrier, and Vex is able to find a kill on a tip, and I believe we're at a 3v3, if memory count me serve me well. Vex finds Social, and we're going to chase down the other support, and that'll put an end to that fight.
Yeah, I mean, he kept counting that fight pretty well, but seeing those Diva bombs take people out, it really shoved me back to 2021.
For real, what is happening here, Jazzy? It's not supposed to go that way.
And you shouldn't see Diva bomb getting value in this day and age. Just get behind a corner. But the beat to clean up that fight was a really smart move from Regime. I do like that. And Consta has this blade, and Social's 70 to this beat. If they go fast with this blade, it's going to see a fight end really fast.
Consta's going to go fast, but Tools was able to stick with it. They just good distance management, great peel. That's going to be it. Blade gets shut down. Temp invests a Deadeye, and you come up with a fight win. Defense holds on a very, very staunch corner. Very important corner here for Harmony to try to force this map 5.
I mean, just bad discipline. Oh, Vex just goes down again. It seems like this guy can't catch a break this map. Always going down to the Wu Yang, and now even on the attack, he's getting caught by a Diva on Tracer. I mean, with his cooldowns up, that should never happen. We should never see a Tracer go down this early in the fight, especially with like losing Diva mech. These are things that just can't happen. Social has a free beat here because there's no beat from the side of Boop Troop, and Consta doesn't have that blade because they didn't go for an early engage and force out some cooldowns before the blade. But I imagine it's a free fight win for LBF Harmony. Oh, the ego balls.
The ego balls, trying to catch the recall. So there's gonna be that beat engage. It was all the way back in alley. Temp ends up finding 2 as they move through the pub. Went down just
felt
as,
more like
just as you said.
Yeah, felt more like a beat stable than a beat engage, really. I mean, Temp got this really early fight, so Boop Troop probably went really fast to try and catch these people off guard, tried to look for a quick kill, and Social probably reacted really fast to someone getting low, and maybe a Suzu not being up. But we have some kids who's Dude, Kitsu's mirrored coming up. I do want to see a kite coming out from the side of Elements Harmony. Ooh, Vex is down again. Actually can't catch a break.
For real. Tools are gonna try to pursue this. Oh, catches Khan still without cooldown, not able to get out. It's gonna be another late stagger here, biting more time off this clock. We're down to under 2 minutes, Jazzy.
I mean, Elements Harmony's doing an incredible job at stabilizing on the second point and like stringing these fights together. I do think some incredible micro and macro plays coming down. I do really want to see a kite coming out from them and not a mirrored Kitsu. And we see it here. They try to hide it out when the fight cheap. Oh my god!
It's a good kill on the Vex, but Regime's gonna come through with a pair. And the kite just does not get far enough away. It is not a clean disengage at all.
Only one on the cart? Yeah. I do like the fact that they put more into the cart. It's going to make this re-engage and this touch on the cart really hard. But the fact that Vex is not alive means that it is winnable for Elements Harmony. They're able to get some bodies onto the point, especially with this Kitsune Rush. There's no mirror from the side. We're going to have to see a beat come out from Regime, and they have to get a kill with this. Otherwise, the Kitsune Rush will win.
It's going to get to Gorley. They find Temp and take them out of the Deadeye, as a matter of fact. But now the beat is faded. You haven't had to stop on cart. You need to get something else to go with it.
The longer this fight goes, Constant might get the blade up. Such goes down.
Yeah, Mari and Vex are able to find kills, so no, we will not. Don't even need the blade. Yeah, you got the blade up, but you're able to get it done in the neutral.
I mean, they have to go for an early hit and then extend their hit with a blade, or look for a second hit with a blade, and after they force out some cooldowns to win this out. I do think it's very, very, very winnable for the side of Boob Trip now. Social doesn't have this beat up yet, and he's being caught out really early. He's gonna die.
That seems like something. Look, okay. I was trying to ask myself, like, what is the positioning? I don't know. It's just a great read out of Boob Troop, finding that isolated Social. Now they're gonna catch Lampent on point. Self-destruct. Ooh, from Mari. Actually, might have left themselves in a bad spot. Tools tries to pursue, but you do have Constant and Vex playing off of this Pincer and Mega. Harmony have to be very careful not to overextend here on this corner. Now Vex trying to rubber band their way back in. They've got Salmon self-destruct to back him up. Or, excuse me, Kitsu there to back him up. Tools, woo, surprisingly, gets back into mech, and yet we get another self-destruct into the kill feed. Vex will finally get popped down, not able to find anything in the back line. Tools will stop this cart. And this defense will stabilize with 45 to go.
Vex just keeps going down over and over and over and over again. Like, he's always caught out on the neutral. It's really bad when your Tracer gets caught out like this. I do think that might be the end of the map, really. I mean, they can beat engage, but if Social gets his beat back, or they go faster beat and they catch out Regime, Juno's gonna get this Kitsune online. Like, if this fight goes any longer than 20 seconds, I do think it will be on the side of Elements of Harmony winning. Being able to get this Kitsune online in the later fight and like being able to match these beats, I don't think Boob Trip really has any choice apart from just a lucky pick.
Yeah, either way you slice it, this is the final fight of the game. Tip is gonna get a pick. Unfortunately, it's not going to Boob Trip's favor. They will find Juno. That is the kill they were looking for, but Regime popped off the high ground, and that might just do it. Harmony will light up the fade. They put up the big hold here in Kings Row. They said it's a map 5 here, Jazzy.
Vex is always dead. Vex is he's just always dead. He's never in this late fight, where these Tracers are able to get these really good spikes when they're no longer being marked. And even though they caught Juno, Regime just entered in, really fell for the demons. I like to call them main sport demons. A lot of players in lower elos struggle with just like stopping themselves, running in as fast as they can and looking for kills and trying to do damage with their Cheerios, but God, it just does nothing. Overwhelming ult advantage from the side of Elements of Harmony, and they were able to close out that map. I do think this map 5 is gonna be well, there's no way to put it, but it's gonna have me on the edge of my seat. It's coming down to the wire. I think both of these teams are playing extremely well, apart from a few micro mistakes here and there, but the macro is good. And I think Alex is able to just calm down Elements of Harmony and get them to lock back in, and I think whoever calms down in this map 5 the most is who's going to run away with it, who's going to be able to get this win.
Cooler heads prevail. Cooler heads prevail.
They learned the game really well. They're really confident in themselves, and they can inspire their players a little bit.
That's awesome. I didn't realize Alex coached Moths. That's cool.
Yeah. He helped us out when he had a bit of a work injury and he had some EU time to spare. I mean, we might see this sim stay. These sim comps can be really strong with the frontline pressure and how strong they can be with just teleporting the Zarya around the map. If they do plan to stay on this this sim, I mean, I'd put the favor in Element of Harmony. They're on a better comp, they're on a stronger comp, and I bet the Venture can shut it down, which is why I like Jeremy's pick so much. We do see the sim stay on. I mean, Tools is just gonna try and play a slower fight. It might favor Boot Troop because they have the Venture and they have the Ram. I just want to see how these teams match up in this.
Oh, Lampik gets caught early. Vex on that Sojourn is able to kind of clear off the back end, and everybody just points guns forward here from Boot Troop. You're going to force Harmony out of the way just with that early pick. And you know what the coincidence? You know, Vex dying first, so many fights during Kings will find first blood here on Suravasa. And it's like, all right, Lampit, how do you think it feels? All right, there you go. Kirito does stick with this sim, but so far has not been able to get that ramp up alongside Tools just yet.
Just these really slow fights. I mean, they're kind of just leaning into the hit scan really hard on the side of Boot Troop, able to just like play these long fights. But if Kirito can get this beam up, it can look really dicey for them, especially if they're able to just like torque it onto the Ram and just chunk his health really low. It can give it such really hard effects. It should go down though.
Yeah, Social just got popped out of the air by Jeremy. It does get traded. Ooh, Salmon gets a dying wish of trying to respond with their own Kitsu, but yeah, this Zarya is just juiced up and we'll have all the bubbles in the world here to get this flip through. A little bit of cleanup. Oh, Vex makes that cleanup a bit dangerous though. Finds a pick on Nakiri.
That's a fight one. 94% for the side of Boob Troop. I mean, we might just see the retake get really strong if they're able to open up with this OC. Tools needs to get a big grab here before Regime builds up this beat and cancels it out. We did see Tools give some good back shots onto Mori, and that made the fight really easy.
The enormous grab. Ooh, Vex goes down. They pop Vex out of the OC. They take Regime out of the fight before the grab. Before the sound barrier can come through. Now Social's going to try to clean it up with one of their own. And despite losing Tools, I think it'll work out for them. 60% left. We will get one final fight here for your opening point on market.
I mean, look at the support line on Elements of Harmony. They become more decisive with their ults. I really like that Kasuno rush last fight from Juno after the second that Social went down. The beat to just make sure that the fight was winnable. Regime might be able to open up the fight with his beat, and Jeremy might be able to win this with his Zentra ult. Can be really hard. Oh, Jeremy gets caught by Lampard though.
Give me beat and gave from Regime, perfectly countered by the photon barrier. And Tools and Harmony just holding court here on this point. Nobody can even really get close. Regime's already gotten melted. Mari will eventually go down. Mari's not going to bother investing the Annihilation into this. Kind of knew it was a lost cause. And it'll be a 1-0 to Harmony to start off this map 5.
That symbol was a really good ult to pop out when that beat engage came from Regime. You can lose some people really fast when the beat engage comes down and there's nothing to match. So I do like how Kirito matched it with his symbol, especially since beat can be used to engage into symbol, kind of to just like cut through and look for a target really fast. I do like how defensively they used it, especially since they had point capped. But I'm looking at the side of Mori here with how Ramel.
Yeah, man's go ahead and pop Annihilation early here. The later Kitsu down from Salmon buys them a lot of card presence, or point presence rather. We'll actually get them capped despite not finding a pick. Tools slowing things down, build up towards the last of this grab. It's going to be a teleport in, grab throw it in right on top of Mari. Ends up with 2 in there. Jeremy caught. Kirito will finish them off. And that beautiful 2-piece grab is going to be more than enough to flip this objective. Now it's just a matter of Harmony can close it out cleanly.
being able to kite this 2-for-1 ult trade, it was really good for Elements of Harmony. Losing no one in the progress and carrying Juno so she can get a second TP out. I love how they're playing the macro here. It's incredible. The Zarya from Twirls, Kirito on the sim. I mean, seriously, carrying really hard. They're doing so much. And look at Social with that beat. 40% faster than Regime. They might just beat rush in to try and cancel this OC from Vex. Oh, decisive.
Yeah, Social is late on it. Tools ends up down. Now the beat comes in after the fact. You've lost Tools. You were able to trade out 2. It's a 3v3 on the point, but you still have Marnie here remaining for Boop Troop. It's going to be hard to wrestle down such a sustainable tank. And in fact, the Ramatra will end up flipping this point. Not going to budge. Social dies late.
Indecisiveness from Social and not being able to really get that beat off in time to save Tools. It's a huge mistake. At least they got some percentage off from the beat. They got some value from it anyways. But, I mean, now Boop Troop has these better ults up. The longer the fight goes, Juno might be able to get her Kitsu up, but they're playing it super fast. Sushi goes down and Tools is really low. He used both his bubbles. Such a fast fight. This
Great
is a
fight.
Point, but it is going to be a really scrappy recontest from the side of Elements Harmony.
There's not enough time, is there? Really 65% kind of the magic marker. Now, I guess if Lampent can stall it long enough. And you also have Kirito with the teleporter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have Simwall and you have a teleporter to kind of cheat that number a little bit. So Photon Barrier does go up. Lampet should be able to get this objective. We are going to get an OT and a pretty, it is going to be a full fight. Oh, you lose Juno in transition. Your Kiriko does not make it to the objective. And had the only ultimate you had, Jeremy will come in, 5-1. Tools will trade out, but it's just too low. Once again, the Ramatra sustained. I mean, look at that. Just shrugs off a pulse bomb like it's absolutely nothing. We're going to get a tied Suravasa here. There's a chance for a late touch. Juno's going to go ahead and try to invest in his Kitsu to take this back. The Annihilation thrown in to hold. Social moves through, skates through the point to keep the OT going. Tools not quite back onto the objective yet, but Kirito is here trying to provide some additional damage. That was the Kitsu invested from Elements of Harmony to close out this fight. So it cost you another ultimate, but Harmony will eventually tie up the map.
I mean, I do like the recontests, but recontests are always extremely hard. Boop Troop played it really well. They knew they had time. They knew they could give the flip for free, and they knew they could play these long fights. I mean, even though Kirito was on Sam and he's able to talk up and get this beam and playing these longer fights, he's able to win it out. They weren't able to keep him up, and I think losing your Sam in these really scrappy, brawly fights against a Ram can get really hard, even though Tools traded out too. Just really rough fight. But I'm, again, looking at this B charge from Social, 96 to 69. I mean, Tools might even be able to get a grab up and before Regime is able to get his beat. And it's might look like another free fight win with grabs.
Exactly what I was thinking as far as the grab was concerned. Social's going to go ahead and pop the beat this time. No indecisiveness. This will grant you a fight win, but no! Kirito, what? I don't know what happened there. Good stick from Lampent, though. You're going to find Mori, and now you're not sweating to losing your far quite nearly as much. First cap has already gone to Harmony, and they will clean up the back of this fight. Tools holds on to this grab for the next incoming one.
I do think the reason Kirito swapped to the Pharah off the Sim is because Sim can be really hard to brawl on this ground versus the Venture. She's able to stand in these spots where you can't TP and like shut you down really fast. And then she just swaps to the Pharah so she can take to the skies, and the Venture can't get as much value and able to help Lampent on these sides, like where Jeremy just wants to mark the Tracer a little bit because there's no Tracer to match on the side of Boop Troop. Lampent's a bit free for the backline. It makes it really hard for Jeremy to just play the game. Zarya swap comes out though. I imagine they're going to look to bubble the Reaper, try to get some really fast rolls. Oh, huge grab.
Huge grab. Regime does get the beat down. Oh, the boop off, but Sammy makes it back on. Mari is able to mow through and get a kill somehow through that Regime with like the most enormous high-value sound barrier we have seen all night long. And my goodness, what a flip here. That looked like Boop Troop were just going to crumble. And somehow they come out with a pretty flawless fight win.
Boop Troop was so close to dying. Tool's just missing a few of his right clicks. Not enough charge, I think. They're chasing out Lampent, trying to kill him. I think this is a mistake. Chasing out Tracer with her perks up, and not setting up her Soja early and able to hit that rotate. I think this might end up becoming an Elements of Harmony win just because of that mistake if they play it fast. You see how low Mori is. She's low bubbles too.
And it's going to be a Kitsune come in. It's just going to exacerbate that problem. The poles layering it on top, and this is certainly looking like Harmony's fight to win. Nothing but blue outlines left on the point. That's going to be a flip at 97%. That's going to be a 2-1 lead here for Harmony.
Yeah, that one fight win really gave it to Harmony. Harmony is looking to run away with this map, if I'm completely honest. So she was close to this beat where Mori has the grab, and they're trying to win this fight with the grab. I think with beat into this Reaper, like grab Reaper can be really strong just shooting into the grab. If you get so close with a bubble, you can almost one-shot people. Especially on my Ajax, if the grab is really good, if I'm honest. But Kirito has the barrage. If you're able to stay above, he might be able to just cut down Mori when this beat's coming out, which can be kind of rough on the side of Boot Troop.
Oh, Kirito kind of bumps their head a little bit. The bubble in to protect the barrage. Everything focused on Mori, and they will get the Zarya out of the fight early. Kirito is going to come up with 2. Nice direct. Finds Regime there on the corner. So an important first cap going over to Harmony, and the final point they need to close out this lower bracket finals.
I mean, just as I said, Kirito looked for the early barrage. Kind of caught Mori before she was able to decide if she wanted to grab. And with this, Tolls is coming up close to his grab instead. I do think Enemies of Harmony is able to probably squeeze this one out if they play the macro right.
It's kind of Tools grab versus Regime's beat here at the moment. It's going to be the surge in from Mori first. There's this down from Social, but Lampet doesn't get it in time. Now Tools and Regime neck and neck as Tools moves forward. It's going to be the Soundbarrier in first. The sound of the grab gets 4. It's enormous. Tools is going to find Regime, but it is not enough to find all the kills. Mari and Vex will end up clapping back once the grab fades. Boot Troop stands tall. Still, when the dust settles, nothing but turtles left.
I mean, it was a big grab from Tools, but he kind of built it a bit too late, and Lampin kind of died in the neutral, just losing to Jeremy on the side angle. I'm really looking at this Reaper ult. He's probably going to try and go early or get really creative with it. He's looking to go for it now.
Yeah, I saw the drop down from the high ground, but gets the Shadow Force, gets the Wraith forced. Vex finds an early pick. Flicking wide swing up towards the main. Oh, Kirito! Why did you peek that? Comes flat across the screen. Now it's just a quick disengage, and we're going to get some exit picks here out of Boop Troop.
I really like them chasing down Tools. Now he's going to get a late spawn. He's not able to, catch him alongside it. This Reaper swap from Jeremy, it's kind of changing the pace, but if they're able to bubble up Kirito again, and he gets a good barrage onto Mori, it can be extremely strong. I kind of hate that they keep walking through main, but I like how they're walking through the right side here, looking to play more open space, give Lampin a touch. You do have to watch out for this Reaper ult, because it's going to be deadly on this rotate.
Four making through. There's the Consider Rush trying to get Jeremy in. The barrage over the top. You've already got Mori. Jeremy finds Kirito. All right, so there's just rotate around. Jeremy holds on to it. Now going to push in, try to catch them in stairs. You still don't need it. Been threatening with the Death Blossom this whole time. It has never hit the battlefield. You're going to hold on to it and try to force this 5th flashpoint. Social will get cut down. No one else is even close. We're headed to Palace to see who takes the map, who takes the series.
Juno going down it's so rough because she had this Kasune rush. She was able to probably we see the unpause come. I do think I do like the sim swap if we stay it. If not, I want to see the Reaper mirror. Nope, we stay on the sim. We do have this Kitsune advantage coming out. I think Jeremy is going to try and blossom in this Kitsune to shut it down as much as he can. They're going to give a Suzu to it, give a bubble to it, give Jeremy as many resources as he can. Help him live in this neutral, help him live in this fight. Or he might just rip it early. Depends on what he's feeling. Juno goes down.
Juno just gets assassinated. What a huge pick from Regime. That is enormous. Taking that Kitsu out of the fight and, for first possession here of this 5th and final flashpoint. I mean, absolutely gargantuan move there from the veteran.
Yeah, can be.
I mean, first cap, I feel like is so important on Suravasa in particular.
Just any flashpoint mode because you get the percentage so fast.
And there we go. Kills are going to keep coming through. This is kind of the back end of that first fight. Or the second one. I don't know, I guess it was a second fight.
I mean, not able to get this Kasune rush down on point, and Sam's able to catch up. I think it's going to look really rough for the side of Elements of Harmony. This point might just run away from them. And Jeremy's hiding here. You can see him early in the corner. They didn't scout it out. But they TP through. They should be fine.
And ends up getting flipped. That's going to be the Kitsu touchdown from both sides. Death Blossom will get booped up to the high ground. Some barrier in from Social. Regime drops theirs in second. Grab lands. An enormous grab. That's all 5. Caught in the grab. And Judo and Lampit will mow everybody through it. Kirito's beam finally hits that 3rd stage. And Harmony finally gets some percentage here on Palace. It took them the entirety of the percentage, but they finally get it to work.
I mean, there's no old bank for the side of Boob Troop and a Ram swap either. But... And a Forest swap, I mean, it's good against a Sim. They do have the Sim wall here. They're able to stagger out these fights, but 98%, it's really rough. They cannot lose a fight. They cannot get elite picked. There is just 0.000 way for Elements of Harmony to make a mistake. If they make a single mistake, they're going to get caught out by this Pharaoh, or they get early picked, or unable to get an ult fight off. They might just lose this map.
Vex is trying to capitalize on some disruption there from the rock. It's not going to get it. It might be Tools. Tools falls back behind the photon barrier. Kirito able to get that down, but Tools is still low. The teleporter to get them out of there, unbelievable. And it turns out to be Mori who's running away on the back foot. That bubble will save Social, and the punch to finish off Vex. And Harmony lived through a knife's edge of a fight. We're going down to one last engagement for the series.
There's no touch.
Yeah, Regime's dead. Where's Vex? Can Vex make it?
Jeremy has to get this touch. It's Jeremy on the side lane. He has to touch. If they cancel him out, the series is over.
Vex will actually get in with the contest. Jeremy is playing from main, trying to push it. Mario is already down. You're playing with no tank. Harmony might have just done this. Tool's the only one left on the point. A hero play is needed here from Boob Troop. They've got no tank left to stand. Really no legs left to stand on either. Salmon is now dead. Vex is the only hope to try to keep the OT going. Moves in. No recall. That's the last blink used. Jeremy's still alive. Can't find the angle. No ult into the fight. Regime is now gone. Tools will have this Graviton Surge double support ults to celebrate. Mori goes down for the 2nd time, and that will conclude your 5-map banger. Harmony wins it out here. We go the distance. Harmony steps away. The victor moves into your grand finals. Oh my goodness.
God, that felt on my nerves. Just so strong. I mean, you could see the second Elements of Harmony is able to get these ult fights down. The macro is just impeccable compared to Boob Troops. The amount of time that this team has spent together and voted together and really learned the game. The second these ult fights come down, you remove these magic picks, or you remove these just like these like micro mistakes. It's just a clear-cut win. There's nothing Boob Troop was able to do. They lost the big ult fight, and it was just curtain since then. I really don't think there was a single fight that could have happened unless Boob Troop just got a magic pick onto someone and they just weren't able to get it. Just unable to get it, unable to win that out. But the macro on the side of Boob Troop, it's just impeccable. The sim wall to save twirls, the TP, it's just crazy coordination from this team. You can see how much they've worked together. And they've secured their spot in the World Finals, EU versus Masters.
Yes, yeah, they secured a spot in the international show match. If you had to pick, an MVP here, Jazzy, who do you think would be MVP of this series?
But if I was to put an MVP in at all, I think I'd give it to Kirito. Kirito coming in this last map, giving a new clean slate, a new comp to play, just playing the sim and this far incredibly well.
There you go. So the 1-map MVP, Kirito, your MVP tonight. Nice.
Just a 5-map banger. Nothing more I can say. It was great to watch.
It was awesome. It was awesome having you here as well. Thank you so much for giving us your insight.
It's a pleasure.
Jazzy, founder, main support of Moths.
Yeah.
There you go. So thank you so much for being here.